To order. Would you please all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Jess, would you call the roll, please?
Mark Foster,
Here.
Becky Jecka,
Here.
Sandra Zacharias.
Here.
Andrew Russell.
Here.
Also present, Frank Jockum, Assistant Town Manager, and Mary Tanis, Town Council Member.
Thank you for attending. The point in the agenda, is there any citizen input this evening? Hearing none, we'll move on. I will need a motion from our board to approve the minutes from the June 17th.
I will make a motion to approve the minutes of the June 17th meeting.
Second that motion.
Jess, call the roll, please.
Foster,
Aye.
Becky Jecka,
Aye.
Sandra Zacharias.
Aye.
And Andrew Russell.
Aye.
We will move into reports now. Town Council Liaison, a new face.
I'm the other Mary. I'm Mary Tanis. I'm taking the place of Mary Tim this evening. A couple of things that we want to call your attention to is National Night Out is coming up on August the 5th, sponsored by the Dyer FOP. It's an exciting evening of everybody coming out from the town of Dyer, particularly to welcome the students back to school. My suggestion would be that you do have a booth and the volunteers would be part of it, and that we give something out. And it's always nice. I know Andrew was really great about the spinning wheel. That'll work. I know that we have an abundance of lollipops for that evening, but I might suggest some kind of school supply, whether it's pencils or whatever. And I know that you're short on funds, but maybe that's something that we can think about maybe for next year if need be. Pencils are always good. They're always welcome. But it's a great evening for all kinds of organizations to present themselves. And this is a great opportunity for you guys in particular. Second thing on my list is the Monon connection. I have made connections with Munster with the Monon because people around here don't know what a Monon is. And again, at the town council meeting, I'm going to say something about that. Last time the question was, who's Elmer Miller? And he obviously, that's who our park is in the back of us is named after, but people don't know who that is. So the Monon, I think, is really important to our area. This week, I happened to be at a redevelopment meeting in Carmel, and it was in the Monon lobby that I had breakfast. And the server was very attuned as to what the Monon was. She's explaining it to me. Well, that means that, you know, people here in Dyer ought to know what the Monon is too, because it was part of the railroad system here in Dyer for many years. So I think that that's one thing that we can really brush up on and let people know what the Monon, what the Monon is tonight, or right now, because obviously the South Shore connection is called the Monon Corridor, and people don't know what a Monon is. So maybe we can let people know, maybe we'll have a handout as what the Monon is to give people and let them know what is the Monon, why is it called that, and why Dyer has been so important in part of that. The third thing is, you know, we want to think about something that we can commemorate the Monon. So we're working with NICD, trying to figure out how we can educate people about how we're going to, when the train comes in, that they're going to be able to use the train so it's beneficial to them. Obviously, it's been, you know, held back. Now they're talking the first of the year, it will be here. It's all finished except for the Dyer station. So they're still working on that. So I think this is an opportune time to let people know, you know, what's going to happen. Hopefully we will have some information on NICD from them to give to the people, because people want to know, how much is it going to cost? You know, when is this all going to happen? So hopefully we can get some information to them on National Night Out, but this is a great opportunity. So thank you so much for your time, and I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Go right ahead. Becky.
I have a question, Mary. With regard to the South Shore, do they have promotional material and who would be calling the South Shore to find that out?
They're working on that. I'm working with Nicole. She's came to our last town council meeting, from
And
Nikki.
she is,
You can write messages to
who
Nikki
is
anytime.
Nicole?
Nicole works for Nick D. She's one of the head people, but she's here to promote things. Right now, they're inundated with getting that last station finished. And that's what she's spending her time on. But yeah, we are talking about how to make that connection and let people know, we need to publicize the word Monon. Because people around here don't know, but they sure know in Indianapolis because it's all over the town. So,
Thank you, Mary.
welcome.
Dyer Historical Society Volunteer Committee, David, would you give a report?
All right. Hello, my name is David Halechko. I am the president of the Dyer Historical Society. What we've been doing the last month, more so speaking, is one, looking through the archives of what we have in the Dyer Historical Office and finding school enumeration records dating back to 1899, more so speaking, police records dating back to 1959, but also more so speaking, we're finding potentially even older artifacts, more so speaking, maps going back to potentially the plat map of 1855 for the town of Dyer when it was officially created in 1855 by the Lake County courthouse, more so speaking. What we've been doing on the other side is reshuffling the historical society to create a solid theme so that whenever people do come here, more so speaking, they are not confused, they know exactly where they are, and they can ask questions and not be confused. What we're kind of working on right now is potentially having hours that people can come after the building's open. It's more in the works right now, but once that is coming in, people from the town of Dyer or the whole entire region can come to the Dyer Historical Society at the lower level of town of Dyer.
Thank you, David. Move along into old business. Lace is not here this evening, but I know she's been actively pursuing social media posts. Hopefully I found out something earlier meeting that we might have a contact or assistance on social media posting. So we're working on that. Which brings me right into the new business. I would love to entertain a motion appointing Sherry Moreno to the Dyer Historical Society Volunteer Committee.
I move that we appoint Sherry to the Dyer Historical Volunteer Society
Committee.
Committee.
Recommend.
Sandy, Jess, call the roll.
Mark Foster,
Aye.
Becky Jecka,
Aye.
Sandra Zacharias.
Hi.
And Andrew Russell.
Aye.
Which brings us down to the end. Is there any other?
I have one. I have one other thing I'd like to ask our commission here. We know that we have a small amount of money with the treasury here in Dyer, that this commission does. And if we're going to help with the nights, what is it called?
National Night Out.
National Night Out. And buy school supplies or something, could we determine how we could release some of that money to buy some school supplies for that event?
Yes, there is a system in play. Just because there would be approval needed by the town council for disbursement. That's the way our system is going to work. But we would have to submit a request for payment through the town council.
Oh, okay.
But at that point, we've got to work on that because again, there is going to be a need for a petty cash. Periodically, there will be things up to, and I know how Dyer and Bloom does it. We approve up to $50, up to $250, whatever. But at that point, we just got our line item approved. So that was kind of a neat, we had monies in the house, but we couldn't access it. We couldn't ask for donations. Now we can. We do have a line item.
So do we want to not bring anything to the night out and just keep the money for other events that we're gonna have or other things that we need for?
We have the suckers right now,
Okay,
so we can use those. That's why I say for next year, but we can
Okay.
think on things
Okay.
like
got
that.
it. Thank you.
Our Summerfest participation. Certain things needed to be fine tuned there. Who's going to pay for that? Well, that's where
Okay,
our system would have to eventually be set up. Any other benefits to our commission? That being said, I would entertain a motion to adjourn. Everybody wants to stay here tonight?
no, she just did it. Sandy just did it.
A motion.
Second,
I'll second the motion.
Jess, would you call the
Yes.
roll, please?
Mark Foster,
Aye.
Becky Jecka,
Aye.
Sandra Zacharias,
Aye.
and Andrew Russell.
Aye.